So I decided to do a story time. So it's taken a lot for me to even like talk about this at all, you guys, because it is embarrassing. This happened about between 2019 and 2021. This is the time frame. So this is not right now, but I just had to kind of put that disclosure in. Alright, so boom. So basically, in 2019, my leg was broken. I was in a wheelchair, and this was probably like one of the lowest parts of my life. So basically, towards maybe about December, November, December ish, I started talking to this guy, and I actually met him through this like app. I think it's called Bigo. Like from years ago, my best friend actually told me about it. And I was in the house anyway. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. So she invited me to this app. So I was on Bigo. I was checking it out. And then, my best friend was telling me like, oh, join this panel or whatever. Now, back then I didn't know what the panels were. So basically like the panels is when you get to talk to like multiple people at the same time. So I was talking to multiple people at the same time on the video chat. We're all cammed up, joking, playing games, this, that, and the third. So I started getting familiar with this app. Because at this point, I'm just bored at home, not doing anything. And it really was, like, entertaining. So I start going on the app. And then all of a sudden, I just happen to just go on someone's panel. And I see this guy, and, I thought he was kind of cute or whatever. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and send him a little bit of beans. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending everybody beans, like, on the panel. Like, but I thought he was cute, but, I'm sending everybody beans. And that's, like, the form of currency, I guess, how they make their money on that app. So boom. So right after that, quickly, I noticed that he looks at my, pictures on there, and he's like, okay, I guess he like what he see, and then he just messaged me or whatever on the app. So I'm like, you know what I mean? So once we started talking on the phone, and then we finally decided to FaceTime each other. So once we FaceTime each other, and he seemed like, hey, oh, she's not a catfish, this, that, and the third. So I see he's not a catfish, and the attraction was very strong, you guys. Okay, like it was very, very strong, y'all. Like it was very, very strong. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so at this point, now that we've introduced each other virtually, because at this point I live in Delaware and he lives in Atlanta. So, this relationship is like building. So we start FaceTiming every day, all day. I'm talking about every day, all day. We are FaceTiming all the time. Like, I'm talking from morning to night. We are talking all day. So my bestie comes over. I'm not gonna put any real names out here. So for his name, I'm gonna put Derek. And then for my best friend's name, I'm gonna put Nicole. So Nicole, one of my best friends, came over, and we hanging out, chilling and everything, and she noticed that I'm on the phone with the person that I'm speaking to, right? That I met on Bigo. And then, she starts drinking, and then, she notices, like, we on FaceTime all day, and she's noticing, like, bitch, hold on, like, why is he always in the car? And I'm like, he's a truck driver, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's always driving, he's always traveling, he's always, out of town. She's like, bitch, no, like, so he never goes home? Why is he always FaceTiming you in the car? It's nighttime, right? And she was like, and I'm telling you, like, you know what I'm saying? I know how this shit go, type of stuff, right? Like, you know what I mean? I did this before. Like, I know how this shit go. So me being oblivious, I'm like, I don't know if I believe that, he's like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, girl, if he's always in the car, every time he FaceTime you, and he's never talking to you in the house, girl, he lives with a bitch. I'm like, no, like, I don't think so, because we talk all the time, like, that's clearly impossible. She like, bitch, have that nigga show you a tour of his house, like, yesterday, because he not about to be playing with my sister, like, he not about to be playing with my sister, right? So I'm like, no, I don't think so. But then I started thinking, like, hold up, do he live with a bitch? So then I start talking to him. I'm like, hey, I need a tour of this house, because why are you always in the car? every time we on the phone, like, because at this point we've been talking, you know what I'm saying, like heavy, you know. And he's like, I'm always working, like I have no problem, like I don't know what your homegirls talk about. I would woo. So I'm like, show me that motherfucking house. So he gets on FaceTime again, and he actually showed me the tour of his house, right? It was nobody in there, but it did kind of look like a girl decorated it, or maybe helped him decorate it, because I'm like, so who decorated it? He goes, oh, my friend. Now at this point, guys, hold on, disclosure, at this point nothing is official. We are not in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? We're just getting to know one another. So at this point I'm feeling like, you know, like, I'm gonna give him a pass. If a girl helped him decorate his house, then, you know what I'm saying, what's the big deal? We're not together, so does it really matter? We were having like deep ass conversations. I'm talking about like deep, spiritual. Like it was to the point like he would know things before I knew about myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was crazy like that, like where it was like we was really connected, you know. And I didn't expect to get that type of like connection for real. So, you know, things are getting deeper, and I decided to make a song about this nigga. I made a song about him, and, you know, he was so amazed. He was like, oh my God, I didn't even know you could sing. So we was just connected on a whole different fucking planet, bitch. Like, we, and he was some fine shit too. So it was just like, you know, we was just, you know, like, he was attracted to me, I was attracted to him. Like, it was just so fucking intense, right? So he tells me, you know, he loves me and everything. And I'm like, shit, I think I'm in love with you too. Because at this point, it's been like a few months. And then, you know, no physical touch or anything has happened. Just mainly talking on the phone. This was during the pandemic. So, you know, like, flights were cheap. People were scared to take flights. So it was cheap to go to Atlanta, you know. So I did that. I did. I paid for my own flight. That flight was like $40. So I was like, and I was just so into, and let me just make this clear too. So I didn't just I'm getting the flight today. No. So we talked about it, we discussed it, and prior to me getting a flight, he was buying me food all the time. He was sending me money all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was actually courting me, you know, even though he was in Atlanta. Like, he was definitely sending me money. He was giving me flowers for no reason. He would buy me food all the time. Like, it was cool. So all these things, you know, plus us video chatting and talking on the phone all the time about some deep, heavy ass shit. Like, he confided in me about some deep stuff. I confided in him about some, I think we kind of like trauma bonded. So it kind of made it more intense. So boom, fast forward, I'm on the flight and I go to Atlanta. Now, hold on, before I even start, keep this in mind, y'all. So within the first 2 weeks of us speaking, like texting or whatever, you know, and us talking and whatever, it was late one time and I had texted him, and then, you know, he texted me back, but it was a picture of him sleeping, and the text message said, he's asleep. The text message said he's asleep underneath a picture of him sleeping in his bed, right? So I'm like, so of course, as any other female, any other woman that's, you know, about to start getting into it or whatever with a person, with a man, you see some shit like that, it's like, oh, fuck no, you got me fucked up. Who the fuck is taking a picture of you and sending it to me and saying, oh, he's asleep? So, you know, I cursed him the fuck out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't got time for shit like that. Like, don't ever, you know, don't speak to me again. I ain't got time for that, right? So he then sends me a screenshot. So the plot thickens, okay? So at this point, I'm done with this nigga. Like, you're playing games. I don't have time for shit like that. So at this point, this nigga, I wake up, this nigga sends me a message with a screenshot of messages of somebody like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to mess up what you got going on, this and the third. I just wanted to let her know that she was asleep. My bad, it will never happen again, right? Okay. So at first, I don't know what to think, because the person in the message like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, so I'm like, well, who the fuck is that? Like, who is that? And he goes, oh, you know, it's someone I let rent the room out or whatever. It's my homeboy type shit or whatever. So at this point, I let it go. I saw the screenshot. I'm good. I know. I know what you're about to say. Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? At this point, I was already, I don't know. I felt like, I don't know, it was a special connection. And at this point, and at that point, I'm like, okay, like, he showed me the proof, sisters. He showed me the proof. Somebody said, you know, sorry. I mean, sorry for sending that picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to fuck up what y'all got going on. So I was like, okay, you know, I was content with that at the time being. So, so, then I got my happy ass on that motherfucking flight, bitch. I got on that plane, I sat my black ass on that plane, and I flew to Atlanta. Okay, so part 3. I get to Atlanta, everything goes smooth. We had a good time. I come back home. So this trip pretty much like solidifies everything, right? So I get back home, we're still talking, we're still doing. Now I'm planning a trip to Miami. Keep this in mind, y'all. So this was gonna be his first time in Miami and my first time in Miami, right? So he meets me there. I planned a trip to Miami because, you know, I was trying to, get some surgery. Get there, I actually ended up rescheduling my surgery, so we was just there to have fun at this point. So the trip went well, and from that point on, he started coming to my house, like flying out to my house every other weekend. So fast forward, maybe like months after this, I go back to Miami, for the surgery. He was supposed to come, but he couldn't because he had to go work, but he did help me fund everything, excluding the surgery, but he paid for everything else, which was great. So this is when shit kind of starts to take a little turn. So after I get my surgery and everything and I fly back home, this nigga actually comes to my house that same weekend, when he was off to help me out, and do everything for me while I'm recovering. He goes back that Monday. So usually he leaves on Sundays. He comes in on Fridays. He flies in on Fridays and leaves on Sundays. So this particular time, he actually stayed an extra day. So he actually left on Monday. So in the same sense, through all of this, the house is still a mystery to me at this point. Because one, I can't really say too much about anything because at this point, I'm not in Atlanta yet. I have not moved there yet. I'm still living in Delaware and he lives in Atlanta. So basically, it's just always a mystery of what is going on in that house? Like, why haven't I gotten an invite to this house? Like, you've been coming to my house for how long now and I still haven't been to your house? So that was always a thing. He would say, oh, me and my roommate or the man that he was renting the room to, oh, we made an agreement that we wouldn't have any company or anything like that, right? Mind you, he said it's a man. What roommate that's a dude really gonna give a fuck about your girl coming over there? Like, so that was just really mind-boggling and it was really driving me nuts. Like, literally. So the following Wednesday after he leaves, something told me in my spirit, let me go ahead and do like a little search or something because I'm trying to figure some shit out. So I started investigating. Shit gets sticky here, okay? So I search up his information. I know his name. I know his address. Come to find out, I find a lady's name there attached to his with the same address that he's given me, right? So I'm just confused at this point because I'm like, okay, so who is this? So I took the name that I saw and I searched it on Facebook and I don't know who I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for. But at this point, I'm like, maybe I'm searching for his baby mom because I do know he has a daughter, right? So, click on a few pages, finally find the page. Now, mind y'all, he just left my house 2 days ago. So I find her page and then something caught my eye. I actually see a video. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, and I knew what his daughter looked like. So I'm like, okay, so this must be, his baby mother's page. So I click on the video because I noticed a black figure that I recognized far left by the water playing Brady Bunch. Like you see the dog, you got the family. This is looking like a family vacation in Miami where we was just at. So at this point, I'm just confused because I'm like, hold the fuck up. If one plus one is okay, you just left my house Monday. It's Wednesday. I'm seeing this. Hold the fuck up. So I'm trying to call this nigga. He not answering the phone. So I'm not gonna lie. I reacted to the video because I was like, what the fuck? Because let me just make this clear too. He told me that his baby mother, they just co-parent, they're not together. She even knew about me. So at this point, I'm thinking like, okay, like, you know, you don't have no baby mama drama, cool. Like, so at this point, I'm a little bit confused as to like why this lady is posting my nigga as like a family unit when she allegedly knows about me and knows that he's in a relationship, right? As soon as I fucking react to that post, Shorty came in my inbox bucking like, bitch, don't you ever in your motherfucking life you and him got going on has nothing to do with me. That is y'all business, right? So I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I was mad toxic. So me and her are going back and forth. Me and her are going back and forth. Like we are dragging each other by each other's lace fronts, bitch. Like we are going back and forth because I was being mad immature at that point. Cause I'm thinking like, why are you posting somebody else's nigga if you know that they with somebody? Like that shit is weird as fuck. Like, so we going back and forth, we're going back and forth. And then, you know, she then says, and this is the one thing that just set me off. She was like, I mean, not right now because, you know, we sleep right now. Bitch! Bitch, she got me. Bitch, she ate that one little thing. That bitch, yo, she ate that one little thing. Like, she ate that one little thing. Girl, that shit caught me in my fucking soul, bitch. Like, I was so fucking hurt. And I was in a whole different state. So once she said that, I'm fucking blacking the fuck out. I'm blowing up this nigga phone. I'm going the fuck off. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is really good? Like, what is going on? I'm seeing videos, this, that, and the third. I'm going back and forth with her. Like, what the fuck is good? Like, what do y'all live together? Like, what's happening? It's mine. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, nah! Part 4. So at this point, I'm just like, okay. You know, she acknowledged. I'm still kind of confused because I'm like, she's like, whatever y'all got going on, that's y'all business. But it's just like, so are y'all together? Are y'all not together? Are y'all in an open relationship? Like, what is going on? So I still don't even have clarity on that, you know? So I reach out to him and I finally get an answer and I'm telling him everything that's going on. I'm blacking out. I'm going dumb. Like, I'm cursing him the fuck out. Like, yo, what the fuck is really going on? So then he goes, I don't know what she's talking about. She's lying. We haven't been together in 3 years. Mind you, in the beginning of the relationship, you know, when I said, oh, how long ago was your last relationship? He's like, you know, it was 3 years ago. And the daughter was, I think she was like 7 at the time. So it was like, okay, you know, it's been some time since, you know, y'all been together. So he's saying, you know, we haven't been together in 3 years. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what she's talking about. And to top it off, he's saying like the only reason I allow her to post me was because she got like some type of crazy ex-boyfriend or something like that be stalking her. So I'm contemplating at this point because it's like on one hand, she did know who I was. She name dropped and was like, you know, whatever y'all got going on is, you know, y'all business. But at the same time, it's like, but then she tried to throw shots and stuff. So then he tells me the reason why he can't talk on the phone at night past a certain time is because basically him and his baby mama switch roles. So he goes to be with the baby and then, you know, she has to go to work. So that's why he's not able to be on the phone because, or he has to leave because most of the time, like, you know, it's only them out here. So they rotate when it comes to taking care of the daughter when either one of them works, right? So at this point, I'm like, okay, so why is it that every time you pull up home, you can never be on the phone? Like, it's always the thing where, oh, I gotta go, this, that, and the third. In my mind, I'm like, so you can't talk on the phone around your daughter? Like, this is so weird. Like, what? And keep in mind, y'all, like, at this point of this conversation, we've been in a relationship for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure things out, and then I feel like my feelings have already been invested in it. Now, I left some details out because I'm not looking to expose anybody, tell anybody's personal things that you can find it in me. So you would think that I would be done, right? Like, you would think, like, okay, like, you know, it's over with. No, unfortunately, it's not. I thought it was over at that moment. I blocked him and everything, and it's crazy because it's like, love will really make you do some crazy shit that you would never even do or tolerate. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was absolutely crazy. He had an explanation for everything, literally had proof of everything. And now that I think about it, he probably was texting himself when he sent me them screenshots. So keep in mind, we've actually been planning for me to move to Atlanta at this point. prior to this, right? Like, he's talking about he want to have children and all types of stuff. And I know, don't even. So a lot has been invested in this relationship, like emotions, time, money, effort, everything. But I thought it was over. I went through my little heartbreak moment. He was trying to reach me on like Instagram and stuff like that because I blocked him on my phone. So he was trying to call me through block numbers, all types of stuff. I wasn't answering. And we had been planning for me to move to Atlanta. It was already in progress. Like, I already, saw some places, already applied, already got approved at this point. So, yeah, so that's when this big explosion happened, like, when I was in the process of relocating. Now, I did always want to move to Atlanta in general for my music and stuff, but, it was a plus that I had somebody here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like I would be by myself. So I make a post on Instagram, just a post like my keys to my new place in Atlanta. I had one of my close friends drive me down here with all my shit in the truck. And, I moved into my place and he happened to see that post. And so the saga continues. He sees the post. He goes, oh my gosh, you're actually in Atlanta. Mind you, we haven't spoken in like a few weeks at this point since our big blow up with the whole, Facebook video thing and the Miami trip, the family vacations, all that. So, he asked where I am, like, where did you move to? What's the address? Let me come see you or whatever, right? Literally was like putty in his hands, man. Like, it was just like, love will really make you do some fucking stupid shit. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. You can come see me, whatever. But I'm thinking maybe I'm going to just get some closure or whatever to the situation. Like, because it's been about like 3 weeks at this point. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, I guess I'm going to get some closure and stuff like that, and I'm determined to see what the fuck is really going on. Because despite, that argument with, his ex, it was like, she didn't confirm or deny anything. Like, it was like she disappeared after that. You know what I'm saying? And I had no proof. I needed proof. Like, I don't know. This situation was driving me nuts. So I'm like, yo, I need to find out what the fuck is really going on because what the fuck? And now I'm in Atlanta, so you really can't lie to me like that because I'm right here. I'm here. So he comes over and he tells me, congratulations, I see you got your place out here and stuff. And that little weird, awkward moment when you haven't seen like someone that you were with in a few weeks or you haven't spoken and it's still like some unspoken issues or whatever. And I'm just so embarrassed. Like, I'm so embarrassed because y'all, so at this point, I got a lot more than some closure. Matter of fact, nothing was closed at this point, if you get my drift. And it's so much more to unravel. He got me, y'all. But before he got me, though, he did tell me, like, listen, I've been telling you the truth the whole time. Like, we literally only co-parent. We haven't been together in 3 years. I never cheated on you. I mean, just really talked me out my drawers, y'all. Okay, y'all, so this is part 5. Not too much of my mood, y'all, okay? I woke up, I seen all these comments about part 5. So you're gonna take. So in this part, I just want to kind of clarify certain things to kind of give context on how I even got to this point, how I even got involved with this person, like how I even thought this was like a serious relationship, because, and I'm not saying no names. Y'all don't even know who I'm talking about at this point. So yeah. So let's rewind. Let me give some context. This is the type of relationship that it was that made me feel like this was a serious relationship and, this was serious. Like, this was real for me, right? So he would fly in for my birthday. He would fly in for different occasions. He was at my house all the time. He was going out all the time. He would take me out of town. Like, we did some special things for each other. So, for example, so he had confided in me and told me that he was locked up for 2 years. And one of those years happened to be his 21st birthday. He always felt like he never got a cake. He never, got celebrated or anything like that. So I actually got him a cake from Cold Stone, saying happy 21st birthday. I cooked, I had balloons. I just made it like really special when he came into town this one time. He started crying like, no one's ever done this for me. You really are my heart. You're my world. You really are home for me. Like, this was his favorite word. You're my heart. You're my heart. Like, this was his favorite fucking word, y'all. So that was the type of relationship that it was. Like, we was really sharing, information and all types of stuff. So fast forward, I forgot to mention this very important part that probably thickens up the plot, but hey, it's whatever. So The first time in Miami, remember in the previous video when I said we had that Miami trip and he told me something? Well, he told me that, you know, even though he told me he had a daughter, you know, he knows that biologically it's not his daughter. So at first I was upset about it because I'm like, why would you lie about that? Like, why would you lie about, you know, having a biological daughter? But then in the same sense, you know, I quickly switched my tune because I'm like, you know what? That's actually commendable. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have such a rapport with a kid, you know, with someone you used to date, and then, you know, you still claiming them as your daughter, like, that's cool. And the daughter knows, too. So I thought that I was like, okay, these are good characteristics of a good potential, like, father, right? So that's how I took it when he first told me. You know what I'm saying? He told me this house was his. He told me that the room was rented by a guy or some shit like that. That's what I was told. And sometimes he would FaceTime me in his house. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was there, he would FaceTime me in his house. So I'm not thinking anything of it at this point. This is prior to me even moving to Atlanta. So every time we had a conversation, you know, like, I would talk about that house. The house was always an issue. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. But when you're in a long distance situation, it's kind of like you can't really prove anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really prove anything. You're just going by a person's word until you're actually, like, physically there, right? He would even say little stuff like, yeah, like, you know, I had to drop my daughter off today and I spoke to, you know, my daughter's mother about you, and I think it's so cool that we could just talk about stuff like that. Like, he made it seem like shit was cool with them. Like, she knew about me, and, you know, it's all a cool thing, because I have kids, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't happen. Like, I'm not sleeping with them. So that's why I felt like, okay, this is a real thing, right? And then when she said the whole thing of whatever y'all got going on, that's y'all business. So I'm like, okay, so you know about me. So at that point, maybe I was being delusional. I probably was being a little delulu. No, a lot of delulu, okay? I was probably doing a lot, okay? But, you know, in my head, I'm like, okay, like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, okay, like, everything is cool. So, and another thing I forgot to mention, too. So, before I even moved there, he told me his daughter's birthday was in August, right? I moved to Atlanta October 2020. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So, you know, he told me that her birthday, she was turning, I think, like 10 or something. And, you know, he told me that she's into dance school and, you know, she likes to make TikToks, stuff like that. I thought that was so cute. She's a cute little girl. She's a beautiful little girl. So I was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do, you know? And at this point, this is after, like, you know, me and her had got into it or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to make a peace offering because it's like, okay, I'm with this nigga. So I want it to be peaceful. Like, you know, I didn't like the way we left off before. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really, I'm not gonna lie, I violated so bad where, like, I did because I felt like she was coming at me. So it was just like, I dragged her. Like, I'm not that same person anymore, but I dragged her real bad. So I got her daughter a ring light, you know, for her content scene. That he told me that, you know, that she wants to do content and, you know what I'm saying, like, she likes to make TikToks and stuff like that. So I thought that was a cute thing to get her. It was a really nice ring light. I got it from Amazon. And I can honestly say, subliminally, maybe I just wanted to see the reaction because I ordered it from Amazon and I shipped it directly over there. And I put, you know, for the birthday girl, So, you know, I tell him this, and he seemed calm, like he didn't freak out or nothing. He was like, okay, cool, like, you know, when is it coming? I'm telling him, like, what the tracking information is saying and all that type of stuff. So, you know, he gets the gift, and he's like, thank you, she loves it so much, this, that, and the third. I told her that you got it, and, you know, like, she's really excited about it. So, at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she knows about me, and I'm so hyped, so I'm like, oh, you know, she knows about me, and, you know, everything is cool, right? And let me just say this, too. Let me just add this. So, this is before I even moved. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm giving y'all context as to what kind of relationship this was and what kind of delusional situation I was in, okay? Like, when I tell you this man was good, this nigga had an answer for everything. Explanation for everything. It was really sick. I really feel bad, but like, I don't even know, like, I haven't heard from him in a while, but it's like, I really hope that, you know, we'll get to that at the end. Talking about marriage, asking me like, you want to get married, trying to get me pregnant, like shit was like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking, you know what I'm saying, that he's cheating or he's doing other things, because this is what's happening. Like, I even had a miscarriage by this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was God's protection. But so I'm gonna keep it brief on this. This was just a, you know, a background check, a context clues, whatever. I gotta go to Bible study, but I will upload part 6 after that. But I just wanted to kind of give y'all something until I come back. But not to mention, when I first moved there to Atlanta, and I got there, and in Georgia, you have to have like, pretty much everything is separated. So up north, if people from up north know, well, people from up north know, like, the bills are separate. I mean, the bills are all together. So like, electricity and gas is together up north. Here in Georgia, you literally got to pay everything separate. The trash, the electricity, the gas, everything is literally separated. So I didn't even have gas on in my apartment the first night I got there. I had to wait for them to come and turn it on. I told this nigga that. You would think your man would be like, oh, just come stay at my spot, you know, until they turn the gas on, right? Because it was cold as fuck in Georgia. Do you know what this nigga did? This nigga got me a portable heater for $30 and came and dropped it off, stayed for a little bit, was like, okay, I gotta get on the road. He was a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did installs and stuff like that. So I did know that for a fact, right? So I'm like, and at this point, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This nigga, after begging me to move here, oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so different. Oh, we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that. You know, everything, right? Y'all. And the crazy thing about this whole situation is it doesn't end here, right? But in my mind, I'm so delusional because I'm like, well, Shorty said that, you know, whatever we got going on is our business. So at this point, it's like, okay, so, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all understand the confusion? Like, I don't know. But that was my confusion at that point. Like, because it was that, and then it was just like, he was at my house and stuff like that. So this is just the background, okay? I didn't mean for this video to be long as fuck like this, but I just want to give that part. Part 6 coming. So part 6. So basically, so after he dropped off the heater and everything, now granted, you know, in the last video, I was trying to give context as to like what kind of relationship this really was, right? And he even met my mother. Like, I was supposed to meet his mom, but the day that I was supposed to go over there to meet them, like, I was recovering from surgery, so I couldn't even meet her. But she spoke to me on the phone before, and, you know, so you can see how I'm thinking this is a serious relationship because my mom met him. You know, I was supposed to meet his mother, but I did speak to her on the phone. You know, like, so, you know, I'm thinking that this is a serious thing, you know. So at this point, after he drops off the heater and everything like that, you know, after work, he's coming over every other day. Right? Like, so he's coming in like, okay, so we're going to get this couch, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. Like, we're going to deck this place out for you, right? So mind you, at this point, now remember, he used to come, you know, fly in and stay the night at my house all the time, right? So now that I'm in Atlanta, I'm thinking it's going to be the same thing. No. I'm noticing he's not even staying the night at my house. So I asked him, like, well, why can't you stay the night? Like, you was coming and flying in and staying for the whole weekend, and now all of a sudden that you can't. Like, so what's different? Now I'm even closer, so it should be a lot easier for you, right? And mind y'all, he had a key to both houses. Like, he had a key to my old house in Delaware, and then he also had a key to my house in Atlanta. So keep this in mind. And he wasn't even trying to give that back anyway towards the end, but we're going to get there. So the house is still a mystery at this point, right? Because apparently, as I said before in the previous video, he's renting out a room. This is his house. He don't live with a girl. He don't live with a woman. That is his house. He is renting out a room. He made an agreement with his homeboy, so they can't have company. But, you know, he gonna make it happen once he get off the road. Because he was actually, like, traveling to different states, like, during this time while he was working. Allegedly. So boom, things going as normal. And, I'm like, okay, you know, time has passed. Now we're itching up on the holidays now. So stay with me, y'all. We itching up on the holidays. So now we itching up on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is coming. We're on the phone, we're on FaceTime. Everything is, as normal. The house is still in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I need to know what's going on with the house. But, I'm being patient. I'm being cool. I'm still trying to do research, all type of shit, right? And at this point, shit is kind of calm. So I asked him, like, so what are we doing for Thanksgiving? Because at this point, this will be like our first, holiday together, right? Like where I'm in the actual same state as him, right? He goes, I'm not sure. What do you have in mind? I said, honestly, I was just going to attempt to make like a Thanksgiving dinner for the first time, right? So he goes, okay, bet. So if you do that, I'll be there. I'm going to be on the road. I might come a little bit late, but, I'm still going to be there, right? Yeah, I cooked all this food for the first time. No, he didn't. So I remember going to the store and calling him, right? And I hear, on the phone, and it's like a whole bunch of noise and stuff. And I'm like, where are you at? What are you doing? Like, I thought we was doing like the Thanksgiving thing. He's like, oh, nah, I'm on the road right now. I had to go in the store and this, that, and the third. Mind y'all, we had a plan. This is my first holiday in Atlanta. I'm here by myself at this point. So it's just like, then the phone disconnects. So I'm super fucking pissed. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I had to do a little bit of investigating because now I'm like, okay, I gotta lurk at this point because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And at this point, everything is just such a fucking mystery. We got her telling me, oh, whatever y'all got going on is y'all business. And then we got him, corroborating that story. Like, no, she was just, getting smart with you or whatever. I don't fucking know. Still haven't seen the house. Still don't know what that looked like. It's just like, and I'm in Atlanta at this point. I done cooked all this food. It's Thanksgiving. So I just got to do a little bit of digging. Okay? I got to do a little bit of digging at this point. Okay? So I remember Shorty Page, right? So I'm like, let me just see if I could put two and two together or something going on. I don't know. I don't have any proof of anything, So let me just find out, right? So I go ahead and do a search. I don't see nothing. And then I see something about it's her birthday or something like that, right? And then I see that she posted like, it was like balloons and stuff like somebody done did. Very, very suspicious. Seeing that I can't reach him or anything, very, very suspicious. So I confront him about it. Like, are you at a party or something? Like, are you celebrating someone? Or he goes, no, I'm really on the road. Like, I didn't even eat nothing yet. Like, I didn't even eat no Thanksgiving. Like, I've been on the road working. Okay. So a few days later, he comes over. And he's like, don't be mad at me. Like, I really didn't even have no Thanksgiving. I was really on the road. I was really working. I was woo. I'm telling him, like, so I'm still stuck on this house. I'm like, okay, so I need to see the house. Like, at this point, it's just giving, like, something else is going on, right? And he goes, you will see the house. Like, I have nothing to hide. I'm never there. I barely be sleeping there, this, that, and the third. So in the midst of that, I'm like, okay, so how you barely sleeping there? You don't sleep over here, so where the fuck you be at? He's like, oh, I'm always on the road. I'm a truck driver. This. Like, I don't understand, like, why you don't believe me, this, that, and the third. I asked him about the balloons. He goes, she did that for herself. Like, I didn't do that shit. Like, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. Like, she did it for herself. Like, I'm like, okay. So at this point, I still feel like I don't have any proof. Like, I don't have any proof, any concrete, nothing. I'm still fucking confused at this point. Mind you guys, it's driving me absolutely fucking nuts. Like, nuts. Like, at this point, it's a mystery. Like, I'm Scooby-Doo and I'm trying to figure this shit out. Because I'm just like, what the... Like, I need proof. I need to find this out. So, at this point, I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, should I just pop up over there? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? Like, so I had the address, y'all. I had the address, and you know, I told him, like, I'm on my way. He's like, I'm not home. Like, it wouldn't be good to go there. I told you what the arrangement was with, you know, the man that I'm renting the room to, this, that, and the third. I didn't listen to that shit. So I got a lift, and I went over there. I drove over there, you know, just to drive by, just to peep the scenery, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to see what's going on. And, you know, nobody was there. Everything was dark. So, you know, I went home, but I'm trying to figure out, like, what is really good? So that mission has failed. Okay? That mission has failed. That mission has failed us all. Okay? So, you know, I didn't see anything. I didn't get to catch anything. So it was just a failed mission at this point. So fast forward. Christmas time comes around. Now at this point, I'm feeling like, you know, I'm going to go out of town for Christmas because I don't even know if this is even a thing for you, like, since you're always on the road. So I decided to go, you know. You know, I spent Christmas time with my daughter and my daughter's father, you know, and we didn't do anything. Like, we wasn't together, you know. Like, it's not messy. Like, we actually have a healthy co-parenting relationship now. You know, and you blocking me, I can't reach you, and what the fuck? And I was blocking him because at this point, I felt like I was being played in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I took matters into my own hands, and, you know, I did my own Christmas thing. But, I mean, but the thing was, the difference is, I can talk on the phone around my BD with you and not have any issues. I'm not sneaking around doing shit. That was the difference. And for me, it was the audacity. Because not you really cursing my whole life out about me, you know, doing what I did. And I didn't even sleep with anybody or cheat or anything. But it's just the principle, like, not you getting mad at me for, you know, doing the family thing with my daughter. You know, and the father, obviously, you know, he's an active dad. So, of course, he's going to be around for shit like that. But the fact of the matter is, wasn't you just in Miami with your family talking about you went there for one day and I see you frolicking with the dog and skipping the loo by the beach in Miami after you just left me? I'm just saying. Sorry, I just got pumped up again because I just thought about that moment. That moment pissed me off so bad. Because I just felt like it's really the audacity of these niggas. They do something. They actually doing something. But when they think that you're doing something, they losing their fucking minds. It's crazy. They ain't gonna say like, oh, I had plans, you know, for us for Christmas. You didn't even give me a chance to do the plans. You're not even in town. Like, I had a special gift for you and this and that. Yeah, okay, buddy. Anyway, so I get back home. He comes over, you know, he brings me some stuff and he's like, you know, I'm sorry about all of this and I'm sorry about the communication and I didn't mean to be like that. You know, I just felt like, damn, he was really trying to embarrass me for real. Like, and I'm like, how am I embarrassing you? Like, I don't post you. You don't post me on your page. Like, I've never been like, okay, so I'm not a content creator. I'm kind of new to the social media shit, my damn self. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is probably the first couple videos that I ever spoke in. Like, you know, y'all don't even understand how much it even took for me to even do this. I'm socially awkward, so yeah. But I'm not a public relationship girl. Like, I don't post my relationships on social media. I'm not the one that's, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, how did I even embarrass you? Like, what are you even talking about? Embarrass you in front of whom? What are you talking about? What do you mean? I still haven't even been to your house. So who's embarrassing? Good morning. This is part 7. So I see a lot of questions. I see one question saying, how did he find out that I was in, you know, doing the family thing? So I actually posted like some stuff, like some Christmas family stuff, and he kept trying to reach me and I wasn't answering. So he kind of did his own digging. I guess he was looking at my story and he saw like arms or heard voices. I don't know. But he did his own investigation, you know, and then when he called me and asked me, I just told him what I was doing. He really didn't like that. He really didn't like that. And it's ironic because here you was in Miami doing probably a lot more than what I was even doing to begin with. So, yeah. And just to clear this up, so when I was complaining about him not spending the night to him and everything like that, actually, he decided to start spending the night. So, you know, y'all can see my confusion here. So anyway, I come back home to Atlanta, and he's there already by the time I get there, and explains himself like, I'm sorry, brings us up that he got me. I'm sorry, I was just really hurt, and I really wanted us to do something for Christmas, when you weren't here. I didn't even know you were leaving. This, that, and the third. So mind you, I'm kind of like, at this point, I feel like I'm kind of becoming over it at this point. So I feel like I'm starting to check out, you know what I'm saying? But because it's like, I don't really know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know what to believe. Like, I'm just like, okay. And I feel like I was just so in love that I was just so blinded by the facts. Like, definitely blinded by the facts. Everything was a fucking mystery. This house was a fucking mystery. It still was a mystery. This nigga still wasn't letting me go over there. And then, he had a good excuse because he was always on the road. So it would be like he wouldn't have time to do certain things because he's on the road. So one night, he's like, let's go out. We go out. We go to a bar. We both get drunk. We come back home and, we both pass out. We did, and we passed out. This is in Atlanta. This is probably after I came back. And he stayed the night again. And, he woke up, probably hungover and shit. It was freaking out. It was like 6, 7 in the morning. And that's what time he usually wakes up for work. So he's like, oh my God, I gotta go to work, this, that, and the third. So he rushes out like, love you, bye, right? So after this, New Year's comes. New Year's Eve comes. He's on the road though. He's FaceTiming. Mind you, we still talk every day. We're still FaceTiming every day. We're still, whatever. New Year's comes, he FaceTiming, he's on the road, he's in his truck. We were supposed to do something then. It didn't happen. He came after that, right? It's crazy when I think about it now because it's like, I feel like, how was I even doing all of that? And how was he getting away with so much shit? Like, now that I think about it, like, that I'm older, and it's been a while, it's been like 4 years, but it's just like, at one point, I low-key felt like he had a spell on me or something. Because I remember him telling me that when we would, have, what? He would say that he was manifesting while we was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, at one point, it's like, did you put a spell on me or something to make me, like, dumb as shit for real? I don't know. That always in the back of my mind, like, it's to the point, y'all, at that point, like, I was so, like, it was such a mystery to me. Bitches was definitely watching hella, remember when the YouTube tarot readings used to be a thing? I'm watching the Aries tarot. trying to figure out answers and all type of shit. Like, I'm just like, yo, I don't watch that shit no more because I feel like that shit is not real. Like, no. But back then, this was like when it was when in the beginning, when it was like people who first started doing like the YouTube tarot readings and shit. But I'm sitting here trying to figure out information from the YouTube channel, okay? Like, this is how delusional I was, y'all. So Valentine's Day comes around. And he comes on Valentine's Day. He brings me roses. He brings me some shoes. He brings me some gifts. He brings me a car. I actually still have those pictures of those things. I might put them up. I don't know. I might add it to the story to kind of make it like more realistic, but and just cover his name. But so he tells me to get dressed. We're gonna go out, this, that, and the third, and this is on Valentine's Day, right? Okay, cool. I got my gifts and everything. I start getting ready, y'all. What's crazy is I still have the video of me getting ready for Valentine's Day on this particular day. Because I actually made a video entry, pretty much. Because at this point, I'm starting to check out a little bit. I still love him, though, at this point. But I'm starting to check out a little bit. Like, okay, I never want to feel like this again, right? So I get dressed. Mind you, he just came that morning and dropped us some stuff. And he said he wanted to set up everything. And he was going to come back, come get me. He's going to do what we're going to do. Y'all. I got dressed and everything. This nigga never came back. This nigga FaceTimed me and said he had to watch his daughter. I thought he was lying. I told him he was lying. Like, you're fucking lying. He's like, no. Like, I'm really here with my daughter. Like, and I can hear her in the background and shit, right? So I'm just like, Okay. But I guess he wanted to FaceTime me to show me that he was telling the truth. Like, no, he really had to watch his daughter on Valentine's Day. He's not doing nothing crazy. And mind y'all, like, this nigga was been cooking for me and all type of stuff. Like, he was really treating me like, aside from the bullshit. So I guess in a sense he really didn't treat me like, I wanted to be treated. But aside from the bullshit, he was a very affectionate, passionate man. So I think that's how he hooked me. That's how he really hooked me for real. So this is pretty much me showing y'all a timeline of everything I was talking about in the previous video. So this is from Valentine's Day on. This shit is wild. Remember how he said that he couldn't come back out because he had his daughter, right? So he came back the next day, and this is the video of that after he couldn't make it on actual Valentine's Day. Ooh.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Okay.
You got your shrimp and your asparagus on the side.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at the.
You're looking kind of succulent there. Okay.
Then you got. You know what this is? It's that lobster. Straight out of Maine. Straight out of the ocean. Yeah, and some salt went on it too. Semi-butterfly, Presentation is everything.
I feel you.
Maybe some taters, Buttery in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, so those text messages was pretty much me showing you guys what he was saying on Valentine's Day after he dropped that stuff off. And that's when he told me he had to be with his daughter. And I think what's crazy about this whole situation that happened like 4 years ago is the fact that you would think like somebody with a situation or a relationship, you would think they don't want pictures taken. They don't want any of that. But this nigga was taking pictures of me, of us, wanted me to even post that video where he was cooking for me on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, you would never think that he's in a relationship or playing house with anybody. You would never think that this is happening because of how he was carrying shit. Like, he was actually taking these pictures himself. Mind y'all, he wanted me to post those videos and pictures and stuff. I just never did. I just kind of kept it in the archives. I had to like really dig and find my old phone. But yeah, like, he wanted me to post them. So someone is saying, oh, post them, and taking pictures of you and everything and taking pictures of y'all together and stuff like that. You wouldn't think that a person is really living a double life or really, in a whole situation, because if a nigga's trying to sneak around, I don't think, a sneaky motherfucker would even dare try to be in the camera. You know what I'm saying? So at least that's how I was thinking initially. So what you're about to hear now is, so let me just take it back. Hold on. So my birthday comes around and, he comes very, very late. He tells me to get dressed and everything like that. He ends up getting off work late, allegedly. And he pretty much just comes to my house and keeps apologizing like, I'm so sorry. This nigga got me a fucking candle and a card. And he took me out to this diner. And he kept apologizing like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to work that late. I'll make it up to you. I promise I'm gonna make it up to you, this, that, and the third. So at this point, I'm kind of already like, I'm starting to check out, right? Like, I'm really starting to check out. I'm really starting to see like, okay, you would think things would be better now that I'm living in Atlanta, but now I'm starting to see like, okay, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2. Okay, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on at this point. Like, my mind is, I'm literally having anxiety about it. Like, okay, something ain't right here. Like, I have to figure this shit out on my own. So as y'all know, it's a hassle, with the house. It's still being argued about and everything like that. So one day, he tells me that I'm gonna just sit here and tell you the truth. I'm tired of like not telling you the whole truth, right? So he then goes and says, well, remember I told you I was renting out the room in my house? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I'm renting the room out to my ex-girlfriend, the one that, you had the conflict with. So, at this point in time, I feel like intuitively I knew, but to hear him say it out his mouth, fuck me up. Like, you really wait until I move to Atlanta to tell me some shit like that? After all this shit, you've been like, what? So not only was I in shock, and I literally remember myself like going to the bathroom, cutting the lights off and kind of sliding down the fucking wall. Like I was like literally in shock because I'm like, really, nigga? He said he made a promise to her saying that, you know, he made a promise to keep his word on something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And she pays him rent. So I'm like, so if that's the case, then why can't I come over then if it's strictly platonic? And at this point, I'm over it in my mind. I'm over it. But it hurts. It just hurts so bad because I'm just like, I done moved to Atlanta to be closer to this nigga. And so he's basically telling me, you know, he's sorry and he never cheated on me. That is really his house. And he was just helping her out for the time being. He was paying her, well, she was paying him $500 a month. And that was the arrangement that they had. And he was afraid to tell me the truth because he knew that I wouldn't give him an opportunity or a chance. And not only do we have hearsay by my mouth, but I actually have a voicemail. So he happened to butt dial me during this exact moment after he told me the truth. And here it is.
Come on, babe. Get up. Come on, babe. Come on. I'm not trying to do this. Come on. Get up. Come on. Baby, come on. Yeah, I love you, see. Teach me how to love you. See. Don't see me. I swear it. I'm telling you how to open up. This shit's so I can't open. I gotta open up to nobody. You want some food?
I wish I was making this shit up, but literally, I'm sliding down the wall in shock, crying, and this nigga asked me, did I want some food? Bruh, I wish I was making it.
Hey. You want something? I usually see it. Because when you say something, I don't want you to keep saying that. You can just throw in there and somebody gives me. I know you said everything. I say when I say that shit, I don't be lying. So you really mean that shit. I don't pass it right up.
And in the midst of me crying and shit, he's crying and shit. Oh, you know, you made me be a better person. Teach me how to love you. You want something to eat? So that's what that voicemail was. So he actually ended up accidentally butt dialing me, like right after he told me. And this was in person. So he's telling me this in person. I'm in the bathroom on the floor, in shock, crying and shit. And this is him pleading his case on that voicemail. Fast forward after that. At this point, I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of like moving in a certain way where I just really don't know what's going on. I don't really trust it. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? And then the fact that he said, do you want something to eat? And then, you know, like, it's just like, I can't make this shit up. I can't. And to test that theory, seeing that that's what he said, remember, this is my house. I'm renting the room out to her. I'm just helping her out. It's strictly platonic. We don't do anything. So I'm in shock right now because not only is this not your house, this is not your house. this is not even your house. So the whole time you living with Shorty. This is not even your house. So you don't even have your Shorty dead can like evict you like. So not only did you lie about your living circumstances as far as like who was living with you, this, that, and the other, this is not even your motherfucking house. String along of that, he was moving and shit. And I always wondered, like, if this is your house, why would you want to move out your own motherfucking house? But now I see, whole time it's not even your house. While we're messaging, I'm actually messaging Derek at the same time, in real time. So as she's messaging me, I send her screenshots and everything like that of what he's sending me in that exact moment, right? So in the messages, as y'all can see, she's nonchalant, like, girl, he's a bum sucking at my ear. I don't even know why he's still here. You know, she called me, you know, and I'm not answering. I guess he forgot to hang up while he's trying to call me, and it was on a voicemail. But this was part one of what solidified everything for me, and still was confused at the same fucking time.
You keep lying, bro. You keep lying, bro. Stop that shit, man.
It's disgusting. And I've been known about him doing shit. I was chilling. I was okay. I was doing my good hair. And it wasn't until I said it, he looked like this shit.
Man, shit, shut the hell up. You fucking lying, bro. You lying, bro. Fuck out of here, man. Who?
And then he tried to make like he's a...
You want to call home and tell all these motherfucking people shit? I don't give a fuck. You see that playing this shit, bro? You lying. Fuck you lying. We gotta hold this shit down. You don't want me. When you walk down the hell with them and you see that playing games, tell them that shit. You playing games, stop telling me, bro. Don't fucking play me like I'm the bad guy or some shit, man. I hold this shit down. I hold this shit down. Tell them that shit. I don't hit you. I hold this shit down. I pay all the fucking bills. I hold this shit down. You don't do shit, man. You don't do shit for me. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. You lying. Don't believe that shit. Ain't nothing out here. Don't believe that shit. You a fucking lie.
So listening to that all over again, it kind of made me feel some type of way. Because actually, like, in that moment when I heard that, it actually made me feel some kind of way. It made me feel bad for her. Because I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? And mind you, as long as I've been with him, he has never spoken to me like that. Ever. And I'm still trying to decipher, like, what the fuck am I hearing? Like, what is... I can't really decipher everything that's being said. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's like, something, you know, you don't have to tell them everything or some shit. So I'm like, at this point in my mind, I'm like, are we fucking sister-wives or something? Do you know about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, at first she's like, you're disgusting. I don't know. I was trying to figure out, like, what was even said, what was said on her part, because he keep fucking yelling over her. But he didn't know that, you know, he had butt dialed me. Like, you know, he didn't hang up. He forgot to hang up when he called me and shit like that. And as you can see in that message, I'm like, bye. That was too much. Like, this was after, like, this was the same day. This was right after I had the conversation with the ex. So she played it cool, but that's her on that voicemail. You know what I'm saying? Her and him. And he talking about some, we will see. Like, this nigga was crazy. He wasn't even trying to give me my fucking key. He was still delusional as hell, talking about, good morning, wifey, I love you, acted like shit. This nigga. Okay, so I thought I should just do a story time or the last little part while I was cooking and stuff. You know, life be life. And I did try to do the last part, but the video became muted. So this was actually the video right here, like where I was going to do the part. But then when I played it back, it was mute. So just to get right into it, he explained himself and said that voicemail was basically based on her being upset about him telling me her business, I guess, allegedly. So I couldn't even really process everything because my grandmother had just passed away. So on the day of my grandmother's funeral, this is the message that she sends me. He then sends me these flowers, and I can't even process everything that's going on. But at this point, after that message, I'm like, yo, I have to, like, this is too much. So I get back home from the funeral, and there's someone that's been around that asked me on a date. And of course, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not ready for that, you know. But you know what? I took it as a distraction, you know, from the situation. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want him to feel like how I've been feeling. So we're still in contact. We've been texting, but it's pretty scarce because, you know, in my heart, I still love him at this point. But intuitively, I know that I have to leave this situation alone. So at this point, I'm just literally doing anything to try to distract myself, excluding sex, though. So I decided to go. We're still texting, and then he texts me this. I'm not thinking he's actually going to come. I'm just being petty, you know what I'm saying, and really just being vindictive. Mind you, this man had a key to my house, by the way. So he had access to my house regardless, right? I get back home from this so-called date. It was just the movies, and I came right back. He was literally in my bed. And I'm not going to lie, ladies, like, this was a very toxic situation. And I feel like subconsciously, of course I wanted him there. But in my mind, in my brain, I knew this cannot work. So I was doing anything to avoid it. I went to California to visit my friend, and these are the messages that he was sending me while I was there. Just straight up gaslighting. Come back, and I'm like, you know what? I was so petty, I just decided to drop the little bit of shit that he left in my house. And as you can see, still gaslighting. Moral of the story is I moved into a new place because I felt like if I stayed at the same place, he would have been popping up. So I moved into a new place and never seen that man again. The end.